Good evening. Right now I'm not sure if I'm more nervous or my family is. Bless their hearts, they've heard this a million times, so. It's an honor to be here tonight. It's an honor to have the opportunity to share with you what these last 4 years have meant to us. You may know a few of the students here tonight, or maybe just your family member. But when we leave tonight, I hope you have a glimpse of who we are as a student body, who we are as friends, and how we have grown during these past 4 years. This class is unique. These 88 graduates are some of the most talented, thoughtful, and compassionate people I've ever had the privilege of knowing. Tonight, it is my privilege to further acquaint you with this amazing student body. Many of us started pursuing dreams of becoming a physician as early as grade school. For some of us while in college, and others while pursuing other career endeavors. Whatever path we took, we ended up in the same place in August of 2006. Bringing different life experiences, talents, and perspectives, we began school having a unifying characteristic in common. We really didn't have any idea what we were getting ourselves into. Thank you. Those first 2 years, you're thrown into the most rigorous coursework you can possibly imagine. You're sleep-deprived, terrified of failing, and completely overwhelmed, especially that first semester. As family and friends, you got more than our fair share of our stress. Thank you for enduring with us, and thank you for just enduring us. There are a few situations we'll always remember. The second day of first year stands out in particular. Our first histology class. We were in there and Dr. Meek had his normal music playing, trying to relax us. And then we get settled down and think, this isn't going to be so bad. And then he proceeds to go through one slide with 10 pieces of information per second for 50 minutes. We sat there, eyes wide, mouths open, and I think the only note anyone took was the date. In that class, if we had any question that this would be rigorous, he removed all doubt. With each exam, Dr. Meek encouraged us to strive for the perfect paper. He probably never really expected us to do that, though, just like we never expected him to be a good softball player. Sorry, Dr. Meek. Another memory that's probably not so enjoyable for our professors is how we would hunt them down after a big exam. The faculty was really not safe anywhere after a test, because if we didn't go find them in their office, we would wait for them to come downstairs. They had to go home at some point. And then we would badger them with questions like, are our grades done? Well, why not? How long does it take to grade a Scantron? What do you do up there all day? We were so intense, so worried that we wouldn't make it successfully through each exam. And now it's awesome to know that not only did we make it through, but we succeeded, maybe more than we thought possible. One of the good things about being at a small school is that most people know you. It's like Cheers minus the bartender, which is something I'd consider. And so if you need a little pick-me-up, someone is always there. However, sometimes efforts to motivate us were pretty frightening. Like during the most stressful semester of medical school, spring of the second year, we were ready to be out of the classroom, tired of sitting there, but terrified of our board exams. And Poppy, in his classic motivational way, says, if you haven't already read First Aid at least once, you are in a world of hurt, guys. I don't know if you realized, but after that, half the class left and went and bought First Aid. At times, it seemed like we lived at school. So naturally, we had to find ways to channel our nervous energy. The boys did this by engaging in the most competitive game of ping pong known to man. Before medical school, I would not have only said ping pong is not a sport, but there are no such thing as ping pong injuries. However, when we had to go on a hiatus so a wall could be rebuilt and administration was emailing me about implementing ping pong regulations, I decided that not only is it a sport, but it's for the most tenacious athletes only. I could tell you hundreds of stories about the crazy things we did to maintain our sanity, but there was a vote last night and I have about 10 minutes. Our class is special in a lot of ways. Each person brings an interesting dynamic to the table. When I spoke with different people around the college, they recalled how we were like no other class in the way that we supported one another. Sure, there were times when we felt competitive, but we always hoped and wanted the best for each other. It was not uncommon to see us hug or give a pat on the back before big tests. We have been about encouraging and getting each other through this together. Sitting in front of you tonight are more than just medical graduates. These people have worn many hats over the last 4 years, some not as silly as the ones we're wearing tonight. There are moms and dads, husbands and wives, Some are missionaries. Everyone has been a volunteer. We have those that mentor through big brothers and big sisters. Some have been involved politically and still are. Many are active in their church communities, but all of us care deeply for our families and friends. And while we may not have been around as often as we liked, you are always close to our hearts and in our thoughts. Many have experienced hardship and overcome. We have all had to cope with life despite the demands of medical school. These difficulties taught us valuable lessons and told us what was most important. We were not allowed to be medical students only, and we will not just be residents. But with the support of our family and friends, our experiences here should give us confidence we can succeed regardless of circumstance. And the winter of 2007 should prove that to us. If we can take finals when Tulsa is in a national state of emergency, we can study with flashlights and headlamps and take exams when there's no power, I venture to say we can do just about anything. Sitting here today on the brink of beginning training in our field of choice, I think it's safe to say all of this was worth it. Paying dues is not fun, but it has built in us the foundation and fortitude to move on to this next phase in our career. We have many people to thank for getting us to this stage in our lives. To our family and friends, thank you for your patience, your understanding, your love, and your encouragement. Thank you for bringing us food during big test blocks, for listening to our many freak-out sessions, and for always telling us that we could do it. Thank you for being here that first day, and thank you for being here now. We couldn't have done it without you in our lives. To our amazing teachers, both in the classroom and at the hospital, thank you for investing in our education, for teaching through example, and for incorporating us into your lives as a valuable part of your team. Thank you for letting us be medical students and chase zebras, even when we were completely wrong. Many of you have become our dear friend and mentors. You were there during orientation, welcoming us into this community, and we feel blessed to have you here as we go our separate ways. Thank you for the sacrifices you've made on our behalf. To everyone at the Health Science Center, our amazing administration, student affairs, clinical ed, the library staff, everyone, thank you for being available to us, for finding ways to make each transition easier, for being a resource, and for being someone we knew we could come to with a problem. Thank you for doing everything you could to help us succeed. I would also like to thank, on behalf of my class, the board and the Oklahoma Osteopathic Association. You've listened to us over the years. You've been intimately involved in the success of this institution and its hospital. And as students, we were very grateful. And today, as alumni, thank you for preserving our alma mater. You have regarded us as colleagues since day one, and we are proud to join the ranks of osteopathic physicians. And finally, I would like to thank my class. It has been a great privilege to be your classmate and a member of this amazing officer team. These last 4 months have been my favorite in medical school. I've had the opportunity to work with many of you, and it has been awesome to see you doing what you love. You're very good at it. You are passionate, knowledgeable, and amazing people. I have learned so much from working with you, and I've become a better person for knowing you. My dear friend and our class vice president last night, Michaela Clue, gave us a powerful charge. She reminded us to stay true to why we wanted to become physicians and to never lose sight of why we chose this field. She said to care for people before we care about prestige or a paycheck. I would remind you of that tonight. Thank you, Michaela. My final encouragement is to continue to be good to everyone you meet, just as you've been good to one another. In a few short weeks, we'll be at the bottom of the pecking order once again. Remember as you progress through training what that feels like, and be gracious to those that come after you. Please know that I cherish each of you as a friend and fellow graduate. I think you are amazing people, and I could not be more proud or honored to be a graduate of this class. May God bless you as you move on to the next phase in your lives. Much love to all. Thank you.